All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasum SETI. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. It's going down, family. We got a 5-5 presentation today. The new Black Maga masquerading as the conscious community. We got to talk about this. Hey, could be you. Could be you. Yes, indeed. It's going to be 5. Before we get started, make sure you get over to my Patreon. We got over 500 exclusive live streams waiting on you when you get over there. Please like the video, family. You know what, that's very what it does is it promotes the channel to, the YouTube community, gets more of the videos out there. Make sure you do that. Donate. If you feel the general is dropping that the donating button is in there. Also, KingSETI.com online marketplace, official General SETI DVDs, t-shirts, hoodies, African and Comedic jewelry. We got some fly materials over there, DVDs. Check it out. Check it out, family. Also, make sure you subscribe. Most definitely the membership. Make sure you subscribe, but we got the memberships too, exclusive videos for the members. Check it out. It's there. You can check it out on the home page. Make sure you get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. Comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because you will get banned. And so, yeah, we talking about the new Black Maga because the agenda is MAGA. The agenda is MAGA. Motherfuckers is on, they are, and we understand. You understand? We understand when people's is disgruntled, with the actions, but to go all in, everybody, this is the this is almost like the white nationalists and shit, the Ku Klux Klan and shit, because that's what it is. They were the ones, first and foremost, way back when, talking about send them home. You see what I'm saying? This has been their agenda back shit for a long time. Send them home. You see, this is their agenda. So when you see motherfuckers, you like, wow, you see, you motherfuckers is really, you really out here cheerleading and shit for real, a white nationalist program. You really, that's what people's is doing today. That does not negate people's, feeling certain way about people that come over here, no matter who it is. Because, for me, send them all home. They all fleecing. Every last one of them. Fleecing. Period. What you think they over here for? Fleecing. So if that's the parameters in which we gonna be using, then everybody should go. You feel me? Not just, some families from the islands in Africa and places that, that are non-white. You see, everybody should take their ass home because we have to prioritize those who are fleecing us. We have to prioritize from the top to the bottom. And of course, the Neanderthal is at the top. He been everybody trying to do his thing. Everybody is trying to emulate the Neanderthal because he got the bigger bag, fleecing us. You see, that's why you got to ask him for your reparations. You got to go to him because he's the biggest fleecer, you see, out of everybody. You see, he's the biggest pillager and plunderer out of anybody. And so they look at him and how he got his. And so then the Arab come in, he do the same thing. You see, but he gonna do his thing. It's gonna be liquor and gas station. He gonna get the liquor stores. He gonna get the gas station. You see, that's how they do. Everybody get a sector of the country, and they, they monopolize it. So when you talk about the Neanderthal, then you got the Arab, then you got the Chinaman, you got the Hindu. He then took over a lot of things. You see, just like I, was bringing out, when Kamala Harris was running, a lot of the Hindus is not running. I don't know how many Fortune 500 companies. Watch this, and I showed that nobody was talking about that, but they worried about the little motherfucker at the bottom fleece. You see, yeah, they getting some, but what about this? Yeah, matter of fact, where is that at? Watch this. We're gonna show and prove. Watch this. Let me see. So they're saying right here, there's a noticeable number of CEOs and top executives of Indian origin heading U.S. Fortune 500 companies. For instance, a 2025 report notes that 11 companies on a current Fortune 500 list are led by CEOs of Indian heritage. I've seen larger than that. You see, so they running from that. They running from that. So I know I had information and I seen it's way more than 11. You see, I'm gonna come out of I'm gonna come out of the Fortune 500. I'm gonna just say company, major companies. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say Fortune 500 because that might be the top of the top. So let's see. Oh shit. Okay. Some say 16 Fortune 500 company. So they scooting around. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. I did it when I was in it. I'll take the, I'll take the 16, but I know for sure it was in the 20s. I know for sure it was in the 20s. You see, so they didn't got over here and they running these major companies. You see what I'm saying? And they just got over here. They ain't the flip. They over here running the companies. And so when you got these type of minds where they come from, and they got the caste system, and black is a sin, you see, and they look at, and they when they see you, they see Dalits. You understand, which is the lowest caste in the caste system. They see you out, you ain't even in, they say outcast. You ain't even in the caste system. You are outcast. So you got different levels. You ain't even in the caste system. You outside of the caste system. You are outcast. So when you got that kind of mind that come in and they taking over all the top companies, you see, they taking over all the top company. What does that say for you in the future? And you got these type of wicked minds and shit, and it's growing. Then because India can't pay them what the United States can pay them. So the United States will come in, cut their goddamn pay in damn near half. Then what they would give somebody from the US, they'll cut their shit in half and pay them. And so they'll run the company. And then you wonder why ain't hardly no damn black people working in these goddamn companies. You see, so you so busy. Well, but see, that's an agenda. That's an agenda. So when you see these niggas out here, they getting paid to just talk about, the negativity. That's all they want. Because as long as you talking about the negativity, then that gives, the people, it boosts up, the video count, every time you go on the goddamn YouTube, it's a lot of videos talking about this particular group. And then that gives them, that puts them on notice in the world. Yeah, keep doing video. Keep talking shit about them and shit. And then when it's time for us to put their ass out of here, people they ain't gonna disagree. They're gonna be with it. You see? And so that's what they doing. Setting the people, make black people look bad. You see? And not just them, these motherfuckers in Black Maga is trying to make us look bad. You see? They trying to make us look bad. That's who they cut into. You feel me? That's who they cut in. They don't cut into the flip-flop motherfucker. They cut into us. You see? And so what is being said about that? What is being said about that? These and I see it's a lot of them that they're getting paid because nigga, you don't know nothing about no damn politics, nigga. You don't know none of these people pretending like they know the damn candidates and shit. They don't know none of these people. These people don't want, that's all fakery. Yeah, they smile with you during the campaign and shit, but once the campaign is over, nigga, take your ass home. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want to see you no more. You see, you got your little $100 for going out there with your sign, putting your sign up so people, and get your megaphone and go out there and say some words and shit. You have rallies and shit. And then once them rallies is over with, you get your $100 and you take your ass home. And we don't want to see you no more. You see? That's what, so they paying these guys to get out here and talk against the people. They paying these guys, Officer Tatum, but I heard they getting rid of his ass. They getting rid of his ass. They tired. The game is up. You see? The game is up. I see all of them. They flagrant, just like the guy Charlie Kirk and a lot of them. They flagrant out here right now. You see? They flagrant. They trying to, they trying whatever little strides that black people have, was getting, and they didn't take advantage of it. They didn't take advantage of it fast enough. They want to lay on the shit instead of trying to flip it, trying to flip it and get the most out of it quickly. You know what I'm saying? So you can establish something for yourself where you ain't got to ask that motherfucker for nothing. You see, brother throwing it on out there. You see, I'm gonna let that only because I want, if it's gonna start, I'm gonna let somebody else, so when I ride out on my black horse, you understand what I'm saying? I that's the way I'm gonna do it. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody know who it is and what it is, and we just wait, family. I done been through this shit many times. It's gonna weaken. You see, it's gonna weaken because the people they're gonna want goddamn results soon. We need results. Everybody always talking about something is they saying Pan-Africanism is over. Okay, you believe that shit if you want to, but why are you saying that? What are you doing as far as getting out here and what's the agenda? You see, we're not gonna let you motherfuckers throw misdirection. What's going on with the checks? What's the next agenda? That's what we want to know. We not to get what's the agenda. You see, y'all out here talking about shit that how is it helping us get the check? You see, now they gone. How does that help us get the check? You see, yeah, we got to get the check. And so, I don't see nothing happening towards that. Motherfuckers, the shit they talking about, it's like a little stimulus check. You know what I'm saying? We need land. I want to hear motherfuckers talk about the land. They ain't talking about no land. They ain't talking about no land. Yeah. They ain't talking about no land and nothing like that. I am been talking about it and got videos all over the YouTube to back it up. You see, we don't need motherfuckers to act like we ain't already been talking about this. You see, but after a while, people is not gonna keep letting the man dangle shit over us and shit, knowing damn well he ain't gonna give it to us. You see, we had to stand on our own fucking 2 feet. You see, we had to stand on our own 2 feet at some point in time and just go for broke, because we could do it. We got $2 trillion in spending power, but they make it where that 2 trillion damn near going back into his pocket. So he might as well add it over. You understand? He deduct that shit from us, and it's his money. He makes sure that we pay it in rent, clothes, and food and weed and shit. He get all that shit back. You see, what do we have, at the end of the year? If we make $2 trillion a year, how much do we retain out of that $2 trillion? How much? I would like to know. Let's ask that question. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. So we understand the buying power, but how much do we retain? They act like they can't. So they acting like they can't, they know where it's going. We could say what kind of Black American he collected on the order of 1.6 to 2.0 trillion in buying power annually. But you cannot with any degree of reliability say how much of that is retained at the end of the year because of comprehensive data tracks retention, saving wealth accumulation for Black American as a group in those terms. So they don't they know where it's going. And so goddamn it, if we was retaining it, you would know we was retaining it. You see what I'm saying? Because you would see a lot of businesses popping up. You would see a lot of land being owned by Black people. How much land? Let's look at this. Let's see how much land in the United States do Black people own. We worried about some motherfucker. Let's see. How much land? They looking it up. They saying Black operated farmland. They saying 5.3 million acres. This counts farms operated by at least one Black producer. So they're saying 5.3. Estimates of Black-owned farmland ownership are smaller in some research, about 1.1 million owned outright, and some studies add 1.07 million acres of part ownership, giving 2.17 million acres if you combine those. Context, the U.S. has roughly 2.26 to 2.27 billion acres of land total, 880 million acres of land and farm. So black people operate so black operated farms are a small share of U.S. farmland. Black operated farms equals 0.6%. 0.6% of U.S. farmland by the USDA 2022 measure. That's crazy. Man, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking, man. That fucking number right there, boy. That I just can't accept that, man. That's just like fuck. You know what I'm saying? 0.6%. Not even 6%. Not even one. It's not even 1%. It's not even 1 fucking percent. That's crazy. Man, I want to see, man. I want to see how much other one. Listen to me when I tell y'all, this is the shit we got to be talking about. Yeah, they've been doing it. Yeah, they've been taking shit. I'm just going to see. I'm going to see how much Arabs own. I want to know how much land they own if they didn't bought some land. Well, they don't want to kick out no. They don't want to kick out no number. They saying it's a lack of tracking on the Arabs. So, you know, they saying they can't give you no number. They can't get. Yeah, they hiding that. They don't want to give it and they don't want to give you a number. Let me see something. Let me see something. They don't want to say. I know that it's something to that. Shit, the fucking Asians in this motherfucker. They saying they got 0.4%. They say according to the United States Department of Agriculture, they saying Asian producers account for about 3,359,484 acres of farmland out of 880 billion. The 3.36 million figure means Asians operate farms represent about 0.4%. So they damn near with black people, close to it. The average size of, oh yeah, so they got, they got a little piece of, they got 3.36 million acres. You see, so they got some land. They got some goddamn land, but we supposed to be up there, man. We had 19 million fucking acres at one time. We had 19, but even within that framework, 19 million and it's 880 million. 880 million, that's still, but that's more than what we got today. 19 million is way more than what we got right now. You feel me? So, that's where we at. That's where we at and what we dealing with. You see, the Arabs got, because they be letting them countries like Saudi Arabia, that's just like they just got a motherfucking Arab military base outside the fucking where's that, Iowa, Wyoming, somewhere over there. The Arab Emirates. You see, the Arab Emirates. So they didn't bought a motherfucking, so they let them buy. They got property. The Chinese. I would like to know how much. I would like to know how much land do China own. I want to know. They saying China got damn near 400,000 acres of land. They got 400,000 acres of land. Another another country. Another country got 400,000 acres of land right here in the United States. I don't even see how that's possible. And they say that's not reliable because they can have more than that. But they saying it's still in the thousand. Yeah, they say it's still minute. That's what they saying. But the fact that they got it just let you know, that's some crazy shit for another country to own that kind of. Yeah. Yeah, they got it all. They got it all. The top motherfucker. The top motherfuckers. Listen to this. I guarantee I looked it up. Private landowners. Red Emerson and family. Red Emerson and family own 2,440,000 acres. That's damn near all the land. One family. Damn near got all the John Malone. 220 220 million. No, not 200, 2 million and 2.2 million acres of land. Okay, 2.2 million acres of land. Ted Turner got 2 million acres. Stan, what's his name? Kroenke for 1,760,000. Reed family, 1,661,000. Irvin family, 1 million. Jesus, man, goddamn. Listen to this. The top 100 private landholders. The top 100 private landowners, families, individuals, trusts, corporations, collectively own tens of millions of acres. Their combined holdings represent a substantial portion of private land in the U.S. Their land types are timber, ranches, forests, conservation land, agricultural land, undeveloped land. So they got all the goddamn land. It says even though a few families own millions of acres, those holdings are still small compared to the total U.S. land area. The U.S. has 2.26 billion acres total. Okay. But see, but all the land that's private, they own that shit. All the land, the rest of it is it can't be sold because the government own it. But most of the land that can be sold, they own it already. You see, they own a lot of that land. You can get some shit inside the cities and shit. Yeah, it's still some land to be got, but they got a lot of it. Do you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of it. It's still a lot of shit out there that can be got. But at the same time, we just showing you how these families didn't hoard millions of acres of land. Okay? Millions of acres of land. So just know that. Say America is a crown colony. Yeah, it is. But we know what's going on out here, family. We know what's going on. And if you know what's going on, that's half the battle. You ain't got to be confused about what you need to do to get where you need to go. That's just all it is, too. When you confused about shit and you think, no, just know what it is. Be upfront with yourself about what the fuck and fucking deal with it. You see, what you need to do to get where you need to go. And that's real talk. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all being here with me tonight. I'll see y'all in a little bit. This is General Cyrus. Make sure you support, family. We putting it down like we supposed to put it down. You feel me? Keeping our people aware of what the fuck going on out here. But anyway, you say they'll give it up before they ever sell that in law. They probably would. Anyway, family, I'll see y'all in a minute. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black power.